Hello from me, Lazar Hristov. Welcome to the next lesson in the series. Useful free programs for Windows. This time we won't use the list here either, but we will develop the previous topic, which we started with the Winamp program, and actually we will continue with 3 programs for working with the MP3 format, which was most often used in our time, before. Now there are a few newer ones. We present the first of them, mp3Gain. It serves to normalize the sound level of different mp3 songs that are in a certain folder, and we select them, and set their sound level to be normalized. Like we can increase it, and we can also decrease it. Let's download it, let me show you. Only, we have to download the full installer. We're downloading it. We wait here for a while until it downloads and we press save. And we wait until the download is complete. These are short programs. The second program is mp3 Knife. It is for cutting a specific part of the mp3 file. From the site Softpedia, one of the best sites for free programs. You can download from it in principle. That's it. Here it is. I'm downloading it. And the last is the mp3DirectCut program. It has many more features, also for cutting mp3 files, but it also works with Windows 11. And about the former I forgot to mention, because the first 2 are quite old programs, this one might as well doesn't work. They give it, until Windows 8. mp3Gain should work because it's simpler, 32-bit. Right. Let me download that one too. We need to go down a bit here, for Windows. That's it. We'll download it too. Now we just have to install them one by one. We'll start with mp3Gain. Standard installation. We'll start. That's right. Here, because I had chosen Bulgarian, it's in Bulgarian, and whoever wants can work in English. I can switch from here to English. Anyway, if he wants to select files, he presses the button here for select files. If, on the other hand, he wants to select the entire folder, he presses the here for select folder. Here I'm going to select, let's say, the entire folder. Variety, which I've put here on the desktop, and then I'm going to press the button to analyze. Just look at how these buttons are translated into Bulgarian. Analysis by song and song type are very unintelligibly translated. This is the start button actually. So, in this case, because I let it go and normalize them, so I'll actually show it with the other folder, which is Orthodox, with the Virgin Mary. Where are the songs? Oh, just a moment, here. I'm not. Maybe I should first remove the ones that I've already worked on and processed. Right. And I click Analyze by Song. And you see the ones that are around 89 decibels within a few tenths, the program doesn't report them as incorrect. It takes into account the next ones, which have a bigger difference, and I'm giving it now. Let's increase it a little. It gives the ones that need fixing. Here we press this button. We wait while it processes them. And when it processes them, you already have songs that are approximately the same size, and now it won't annoy you when you play that folder from the playlist with Winamp. And if you don't want to ruin the original files, even though they have an undo option from the program, you can simply copy the folder to another location and then get back to normal. That's it for this program. Very nice program. Now the next one, let's see if it wants to install on Windows 11. And actually Defender, the built-in antivirus, because I tried it a while ago, told me that there were viruses, things like that, and it wouldn't let me install it. In other words, I installed it, but it won't start. Here, look. It says that this file, component, is missing or damaged. So we won't be dealing with it for now. It was a nice program, but it's very old and apparently can't run on new machines anymore. Now we'll install this one. We continue with the third program. mp3DirectCut. We click on it. Now here, if you have a Bulgarian symbol or Cyrillic in your directory, it won't work, it will give you an error, because in my for example I have. Program files it says in Bulgarian, and that's why. I'll create it this way. That's it. I pressed the shortcut and here's the program. I press OK. Here I give answer. I will not change the language, because there is no Bulgarian and we will not work in another language. Now how does it? We go to File and select Open and select a song. For example, I will choose Tony Dimitrova, People Are Talking About You. So. Here's the song. We can hear it from here. So, the selection is made in the following way, with these two buttons. These are, Set Begin and Set End. So, for example, I want to select some part. Let's say the one on 9.14. I press this button and you see this text appears here. And then I click somewhere here, for example, and I press the other button. And you see here this section is highlighted. It's selected in my selection. And now, I go to File, I choose Save Selection. Here's an example, and let's say on the desktop. I'll click OK. And here's the selection. We can play it at 1 minute and 10 seconds. And so, we're not going to listen to the whole thing now. Naturally. Now, if we want to select something very precisely, here we have buttons that we can use to move less forward and backward, and more forward and backward. And the other option is the most correct for me. For example, if we choose from here, let's say, we want it to be up to 1 minute and 45 seconds. At a moment, I didn't set something correctly. And the edit has to be done exactly. For example, we want it to be 1 minute and 45 seconds here. And I press enter. And you see, my stretch is now down to 1 minute and 45 seconds. If I want to, for example, at the beginning, I go back to the beginning, there it is, I press set and I tell it. Bgn is the word here, and for example, I want it to be up to, let's say, 50 seconds. I press enter and press set. Here there are some, it can't round exactly to 00 in MP3 format, but that's not a problem. I think I already choose in the same way when I'm. And the moment I clicked, I did something. Yes, I've removed my selection. So you have to be very careful where you click, so that doesn't happen. So I go back to the starting position again here, or I drag the yellow arrow to 0. I press cell start to, then I go here, exactly as far as I want, about 45 seconds, and you see in this case I don't touch anything here anymore, I go directly and I choose Save Selection, and here I choose a name that matches on this. This is the main function that I use this program for. It is much more complex. It has many functions. I even made a short file here, so you can see them. Here they are. Fade in or fade out of the sound can be done at the beginning or at the end. On rejection, normalization, volume equalization, but here it's not like mp3Gain, it's in a different way. It's just relative to the peak moment, not the whole thing that's in the file. We have split, dividing a file into parts. This option for automatic division. ID3 tag editing, so we can edit the data. Save entire file, project. Save complete audio without recompression. Record audio MP3 directly and batch processing. These are the more interesting features. And at the end of this lesson, I decided to show you how the MP3 knife program works, which I work with on Windows 7. So here you go, look how simple the interface is. There's nothing complicated here. It has play, stop, pause buttons. Open, save and select start and select end, and play the selected one to listen to and home page, and here it opens another page. Maybe this is actually the author's. And it says here that there is such a version, a slightly newer 3.6, but I haven't tested it. So, here's how the program works. I select open and play this song again on Tony Dimitrova. And you see, it starts like here, right, here with my stop. I select the stop. Now at some point, if I want to, I can choose, let's say, I can move the slider like this, but I don't have a counter here, exactly, actually. Wait, let me see when it was launched. No, here I have a number actually and and a starting position. Here, for example, I press now select. And for example I decide to write it down here and I press select and it also shows me the length. Here I can play the selection, and when I decide to save, I press save and for example I write Part 1 and I'm recording. Here, Part 1. I've recorded it. That's all for this lesson. Best regards.